Mr. Sablan, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, welcome.
See you, sir.
I apologize that I was not exactly friendly when you first walked in, and I have my reasons for that, Mr. Secretary. One of the goals of the community health care listed in the budget documents was to award and implement the new community care network contract in Region 5 and implement the new direction in Region 6. Region 6, of course, covers the Northern Marianas, American Samoa, and Guam, one of the highest enlistment per capita in the nation. The department's decision to run the community provider program for the Pacific Territories is described as a new direction. Mr. Secretary, when we met our launch, you promised me that you were going to do everything you can to help me. This decision has, in fact, Mr. Secretary, is a return to the old system, the ones which led to the change and the need for choice program. How does the department intend to ensure the problems from the old system do not come up again in this new direction for Region 6 veterans, for my veterans, for those in American Samoa, for those on Guam?
Sir, what we found was that in Region 6, there was such a low number of providers trying to get a third-party administrator to really administer that was ineffective, and we felt that we could serve the veteran population better by directly contracting with the providers that are so geographically dispersed across your area.
Thank you. You're saying that we're going to, but I'm correct, we're going back to the old system where veterans deal directly with VA.
I'm
And
saying
in my
that
district,
the
sir-
providers will deal directly with us
Sir,
in our delivery
okay.
system.
In my district, sir, we hired, or VA hired a social worker. It took VA longer to get that social worker to report to work on its first day than it took for that social worker to retire from his position. You know what I'm saying? It took your department longer to get that guy to come to work on his first day than when that guy had left because he's retiring. Now, that's the kind of service, sir, we're going to, I mean, you call that? You know, we take these young men and women, put on a uniform, send them off to war, and give them a promise that we will forever take care of them for their service. I hugged a veteran just last Thursday who is now home. There's nothing else that they can do for him. I hugged him. He has cancer. And he goes in and out of the hospital. He goes in and out to get his painkiller medication that are so powerful that they can't give it to him at home because it could be dangerous. I have many questions. So the reason given and is not enough interest to proceed. What exactly is meant by not enough interest to proceed?
The size of this market is so small as far as the number of veterans that are in it, that the third-party administrators, we felt we could administer better directly. Now, I am respectful of the fact that you know this market better than we do, and if you think that's a bad decision, we'd be happy to sit with you and talk through it. But our goal is the same, and that is to serve the veterans in this area. Both the Secretary and I are veterans. Both of us have had deployments. We understand the pain of this. But we felt that we could deliver care more effectively by directly contracting with your providers than going through a third party.
I made a commitment to you, and I expressed this to the chairman, that my focus on the continent was native populations, native veterans, and then the Pacific. I visited Marianas. As you know, you were a gracious host. I promised you, and I promised the chairman, I have to be more creative. I have to be more creative in getting our partners in the Department of Defense out to the Marianas and expand also, and I spoke to the governor of Guam about this a week and a half ago, expand our VA presence in Guam as the Naval Hospital expands. So we're trying to be very creative.
Just, I'm so envious, you know, the gentleman here is complaining that he doesn't have a hospital, but he's got several CBOCs. I don't have a CBOC. I don't have a vet center. You guys were talking about programs, caregivers, and HUD VASH. Those are not available in my district because VA will not put staff in my district to take care of veterans who are getting old, who need hospice care, or who need people to come visit them at their homes. I've got nothing except for a fee-based doctor who's available twice a week to see 400 veterans or almost 500. We have to figure something out better than what we're giving these veterans. Sir, when they put on a uniform, they're as much American as you are. And yet, when they get wounded and they go to the islands, no, they only have an American. It's enough that they don't vote for their commander-in-chief, sir. Give him some decency.
Well, I have been very clear that the veterans of the Northern Marianas, Guam, and American Samoa serve in numbers in the armed forces greater than any other communities in the country, with the exception of native communities in the continental United States. I have made a commitment to do as much as I can. Last thing about my last visit to the Northern Marianas, I looked at and talked with the hospital provider in your district, on your island, to enhance our partnership there. I've had long discussions with Indo-PACOM, the command out of Hawaii, to bring folks in, their people, their ships, to help with caring for veterans on your island, and also, as I said, expanding the closest large veterans facility to you on Guam to service veterans on both islands. So it is something I've worked on. I showed my commitment by coming to see you, also going to Samoa and also going to Guam. Hope to be out there again, but it is something that we're working hard on. I wish I could make it go faster.
Mr. Spahn,
My time is up, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Secretary, I hope that I do grant your sincerity, and I know you've traveled there, and so has the committee. And I share Mr. Sablon's frustrations, and I know you're frustrated. I encourage you to engage with us on a solution.
And I agree with you, sir. Yes.
Thank you.